The correct drinking glasses. Is there something like a correct drinking glass? Or can I drink from any cup, any glass, any drink, anytime? No. In this series on drinks, talking about social etiquette, it's a good idea to get to know the correct utensils to use, just like we've learned or we are learning the correct cutlery, the correct crockery, what are the right plates for serving what. So the same with drinking glasses. And some people even argue, does it really matter? As long as you manage to get the drink into your mouth, they'll go down your throat after all. And in Africa, for example, we used to drink from calabash, from a gourd, from a horn, and it was fine. Indeed, it was, and it is fine even up to now for those traditional ceremonies and so on and so forth in Africa. That's perfectly okay. But then to increase our knowledge doesn't do us any harm at all, so that we learn the correct usage of different things in our social setting. And today, talking about the different types of glasses, just to have an understanding so that we are able even to identify them when we go out to have a drink or to have a meal, or even for those who can take it a step further, they can start building their collection in their own homes. Today's video is very much for people who are just beginning. They are beginners, they are learning these things because they are probably very foreign to them. But I think it's good to have just the basics. Just for example, that we don't serve water in just any glass, so that we don't go buying a cocktail glass or a beer mug and use it for serving water at table. Of course, I mentioned water because it's the most common, it's the most regular drink that you will have at table, even at home on any ordinary day. So today is very much an introduction and just a highlight, and then little by little each one of us can try to learn as time goes by which glass is which. Are we able to identify them? Luckily, of course, if we go to any place where people are trained, they will serve you your drink in the right kind of glass. And in fact, those trained people get very offended when, for example, you resist that you don't want your beer served in a beer mug. Yeah, you want it in an ordinary water glass. Yeah, because it just shows that it's like you're saying they don't know what they're doing, and they feel offended even. Yeah, because that's what they're trained for. Yeah, to use the right glasses to serve specific drinks. What are some of these basics? Yeah, for example, wine glasses. You will have the correct glass for red wine and for white wine. Maybe the distinction there, just briefly, is that the red wine has a bigger or a broader bowl. Yeah. Obviously, in a more elaborate setting, many of these glasses will have a stem. Yeah. Not necessarily in a casual setting or at home. You don't have to use the ones with a stem. Then among the wine glasses, like as I said, you have one for red wine, one for white wine, or you can have especially at home, what we call a universal wine glass. Yeah, that can serve both white and red, so that we don't complicate things also. Then another one that maybe we have noted is what we call a brandy goblet. Sometimes they call it a snifter for serving brandy. Then we have a sherry glass, which is usually quite small or medium in size. And then we have quite a mix of cocktail glasses. The typical cocktail glass would be the one that is kind of V-shaped and with a broad opening. And then among others also for cocktails would be what we call a highball, which is a large glass that would usually be used for drinks that are mixed in, what we call the long drinks, for example. Then the opposite of that, which is much shorter, is what we call a low ball glass, or old fashioned, usually used to serve drinks that are served on the rocks. And then another typical one would be what we call a champagne flute. It's long and thin, slim, um, and also for champagnes you can have what we call a champagne coupe. It's like a saucer, like, quite open, and kind of shallow. And obviously, another one that is very typical and common, and I suppose many people are familiar with, is a beer mug. Yeah, like I said at the beginning, that beers usually will not be served in a water glass. You serve them in a beer mug. You can have the ones with a handle, or you can also have what we call a pilsner glass. In beers also, there are different kinds of serving glasses or drinking glasses. And then the shot. The shot glass is for drinks that are taken neat and not mixed in very small. They are very small in size. And then also the liquor glasses would be on the small size. Yeah. And like I said at the beginning, it's good to have an idea, and it takes a while if it's not your profession, it's not something you're used to on a regular basis. If you don't serve drinks, or you don't go out that often to have a drink, obviously it takes a little while to learn what is what, and there's no end to learning. So let's keep learning. Yeah, we offer training for families, for groups. So you can always contact us to get to learn some of these things, and we go together. As time goes by, we get a little more enlightened. Just consider subscribing to the channel, sharing the content, and leaving your comments, so that we move together and we keep learning. And then I'll see you in the next one. Let's enjoy our drink with the correct drinking glasses. Bye.